Welcome back. The book, Know Your State, provides clues to some of the codes identifying local government areas in the state. It includes expansive information about the evolution of local government administration in the state and all the towns and villages in all the 33 local government areas and 35 local council development areas, LCDAs. This 11-chapter book is indeed a showcase of the grand position of Oyo State in the historical, economic, and socio-cultural landscape of Nigeria. It does not only present the agricultural and ecological vastness of Oyo State, it also delightfully presents the intellectual advantage the state parades in the many premium higher educational institutions and the monumental institutions that dot the state, and provides information on great tourism wonders and the rich mineral resources under the ground in the state. Ultimately, the book, Know Your State, is a gem and potent resource material for all categories of readers, lovers of history, students and researchers. The author has indeed painstakingly crystallized into 162 pages deeply sought after information about Oyo State for all seasons. It's both an enlightening and eye-opening work. You are listening to Book Splash on Splash FM 105.5, and in this second part of our conversation, Prince Dotun Oyelade discusses his key themes and approach to politics as a professional. Let's talk about you for a moment. We've always known you. I personally have always known you to be an elder journalist, or if you like, I know you don't like that expression, a veteran journalist. We grew up.
Do I have a choice?
We grew up, watching you report and you doing journalism itself. And then at some point you entered politics and then you joined the political space and so on and so forth. A lot of people will be asking, how did you manage to really survive the fire in the political space?
Well, in the first place, I think and indeed, as you have said, times I wonder with delight too at how I've been able to stay around for this long. If I'm with Governor Seyi Makinde till 2027, for instance, I will have spent 16 years in government with different administrations.
Yeah.
Okay? So that in itself is a loadful when it comes to how records go. Mm-hmm. But I thank God, I think it's grace, really. Mm. But asking specifically about how I've been able to cope with the murky waters of politics, I think it's just a matter of focus and contentment. During Lamadeshina's era, he told me, I knew that I was going to be Commissioner for Information because I was the state publicity secretary for the Alliance for Democracy throughout the period, and we won an election. And it was in my office at Idiakwe Ibadan here that himself, Uncle Michael Koliushu, will gather and will be doing paperwork in my office, Current Incorporated. Mm-hmm. So everybody assumed that I was going to be the commissioner, but I ended up as the private secretary. And Uncle Lamadeshina told me that he was surprised and shocked at my equanimity when it ended up that I was not going to be. But I believe that you can serve anywhere.
Yeah, sure.
And when Governor Seyi Makinde was going to talk to me on the phone, July 16, 2023, after we won the election, he was in Abuja. And he called me on the phone. I was driving to play golf. And he told me, Uncle, you are going to be the Commissioner for Information. You remember the discussion I had with you in 2019 when we won? And he had said it in so many other fora that I took everything in my stride. So I think it's a combination of focus and contentment. So here I am. I'm not too sure that I'll have the liver to go another round after 2027.
I like the fact that you were able to, blend in with the political class. And that has been a big dilemma for many people in our area, in our field of journalism. They say that when journalists enter politics, they seem to forget that they were once journalists. And then when they communicate with the public on behalf of their political principles, they behave like politicians rather than as people who know the rules of engagement, particularly in public and political communication. So maybe you'd like to educate those who are listening to us. How are you able to make use of your journalism prowess to flourish in the political space?
The question you asked, it's a very fundamental one. The only problem I have with it is that you can't pick on the journalism profession and journalists alone when it comes to such idiosyncrasies. It permeates the whole spectrum of the profession, not only of journalism, but indeed all. Now, talking specifically about our own profession, our own beautiful profession, journalism, you recall that about a month ago, I initiated a project whereupon veteran journalists can gather together and churn out their unique experiences in the trade over time. Some of my colleagues, I told you, I've been in journalism for 47 years. There are some who are older than me in the profession, many younger than us, of course. But you see, each one of us I've had the benefit of documenting my own in an earlier book,
yes.
Dotun Oyelade reporting,
yes, sir.
some over 3 years ago. But I want them to have the privilege and the opportunity of doing that. That was why I donated a widow's mite of 1 million naira to the veterans so that they can gather themselves together, write something very unique, their most unique experiences over their sojourn in the trade, and we can find a way of commercializing it. I mean, I'm a journalist, but I'm also a businessman. I'm a marketer. So we can use our experiences together to commercialize the book that will pay personally. The reward, the proceeds, will pay those who venture into the project. Any veteran journalist who writes about his unique experience and it gets published in the book will get something financially.
Oh, wow.
So I just thought, that's one way of meshing with your origin. That is where you're coming from. So again, and it couldn't have been by my own wisdom. I think some of our smarter, younger and older ones must have breathed that kind of action into me.
All right, so as we wrap up this conversation, what is your key message in this book for everybody, all readers, including people in politics, people in journalism, the people in the diaspora, everybody?
The message in this book is that to succeed in life, you have to be very practical. It is fashionable for our people to mouth loyalty, to mouth patriotism. But patriotism doesn't come by fiat. Patriotism comes when you live it, when you experience it, when our youths, our impressionable youths, as I say, when they read a book like this, they will be proud of the community they come from. They will love the community more. They will have a sense of attachment and pride, and they can do anything. It is the beginning of being patriotic to the nation. First and foremost, where you come from, you must have a tweak of history that will galvanize you to doing greater things and looking at bigger picture.
Prince Dotun Oyelade, thank you very much for your time, sir.
I thank you for this privilege, and I'm here anytime you need me. You guys at Splash FM, to say the least, you are doing a great job, and that's coming from a veteran journalist.
Thank you very much, sir. That was my conversation with Prince Dotun Oyelade, author of the book Know Your State, and Commissioner for Information and Orientation in Oyo State. I hope you found it enlightening. Please join me for another time on Book Splash on Splash FM 105.5, same time next Saturday. I thank you for listening. My sound manager is Daniel Akinifesi. In case you have a comment or query, send a mail to miketumbosun74@gmail.com. My name is Michael Olatunbosun, and I urge you to read the book today.